Alright, so we're going to record one more round right here. Let's jump into it and see what we get. So far we are 1-1, 2-3 in games. That last round against like the Rip Helm, Miracles wasn't really even Miracles. It was just some like Rip Helm combo deck. It was like pretty cool. He said it got published. I haven't looked it up yet. So curious to see kind of what the deal is. All right. Okay. So we lost the die roll. Drop this down like that. Put it over there. Alright, so we've got this, like, Ugin thing. No. I don't know what kind of avatar, you know. I don't know what that points to. Part of me wants to say that looks kind of stormy. But I don't know. We'll see. So this hand has like all the manas, not a lot of doing stuff. So if we're kind of cantrip light, we've got 2 lands, so that's not terrible. Being able to lead Polluted Delta, go. Like I don't hate that, especially like around the draw. None of this is really bad, but it's not very fast. So this is probably like the biggest thing is like what constitutes like a keepable hand, what constitutes you know, the subtleties of that are definitely something I'm still trying to like get a hold of. All right, let's go with it. This seems pretty strong. If we find the bits of the combo, then we just are, you know, home free. Being able to play out the LED seems pretty good too. Alright, so leading there seems like, okay, so just an island. So fetching for an island instead of a non-basic, I'm trying to think what message that's sending. Like either that it's some kind of like thing that only plays islands. I don't know. I think I'm gonna play the Delta and pass. Hope to look like nothing's up, and then next turn we'll drop the Swamp and Therapy in once we have some kind of like clue what we're looking at. And maybe, you know, be able to use this to like pave the way for the combo if we start getting there. I don't really want to fire off the Brainstorm quite yet, mainly because if we hit part of the combo, this is our only way to draw into the pile. So we're gonna go Delta, pass. There's maybe I should play out the LED, maybe the pedal here, just to like keep them, you know, safe and out of my hand and all that. But for right now, I don't hate trying to appear kind of like innocuous, some kind of like mid-range control thing. So we will see. So 2 ponders in a row for Dopadaffy. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so this is show and tell. Ha! Alright, now, well, okay. Well, maybe I'm not dead yet. Okay, so he didn't go for it, which means he doesn't have show and tell in hand. But the fact that he just dumped all this out there makes me think that... Alright, so a flooded strand. Okay, so maybe we go on the control here. I think I use the brainstorm to try and find either the combo or hopefully more discard. And then from there, either try to go for blow his hand all up. So let's see what we can do. Gonna grab an Underground Sea. Okay, so we find more mana, which really doesn't do anything for us here. I'll put back the basic swamp. There's not like a lot we're gonna do with that. I really don't need the third Dark Rit. Although that maybe, could kind of help with some kind of, natural storm kind of line. So let's play this out. I am going to... Oh, wow. That was super misplay. Because the only black source it can fetch is right here. So that was dumb. I could just go for it off the pedal, which I don't necessarily hate doing. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. And then we can kind of keep this up for a future thing. So now the question is, what do I name here? I could name Sneak Attack. My guess is Show and Tell he would have gone for it. Let me think. So the question there would be, why not the Valk that first turn? So because he could be Omni-Tell instead of like Sneak Attack. So I'm not trying to strip counters at this point, I don't think. I think I'm just trying to not get killed here. So I think Sneak Attack is what I'm feeling, because he could have just, yeah, alright. Maybe we're wrong. Alright, we got one. He couldn't have really done anything with it, but alright. We know the contents of his hand, so... Cool. I'm going to go ahead and play out the LED just to get it in play. There's like a small chance he decides that like we're mid-storming off and uses the force here, which I don't hate. Okay, so we let it go, which is fine. So now I only need a single cantrip for the combo, which is pretty great. Getting the LED in play, like, it just simplifies the pile so much. All right, so there's his preordained, so he's digging. I would love to be digging as well. Okay, so this is either going to be super great or we're super dead. Okay, put something on top. We put two things on top. Not ideal. Oh, damn. Oh, man. Okay, that was so bad. So I knew those two cards were on top. I should have broken that that flooded strand. This kind of happens to me sometimes on Moto, that I just sort of absentmindedly like forget about things like that. So I'm going to play out the Underground Sea, pass, and hopefully... So the fact that he put two on top is like pretty worrisome. Okay. Alright, so he's Cunning Wishing. So we'll see what he's grabbing. Okay, intuition. That's not great. Alright, so now we're going to break this because the other thing there is a dark ritual that I really, really don't need. So let's grab that. Now we pass. Okay, ponder. I'm digging ponder here. So I'm going to play the island and ponder. So, okay, so the rough thing with this is pretty much this. So, in this position as Doomsday, this is kind of like where I'm really not sure where I'm supposed to be going, because if I ponder right now and say I find Doomsday, I can make a past the turn pile, and that's made a little bit easier by the fact that I've got the LED here. But part of the problem is that like if I ponder, I can't draw into the pile. So that's kind of the tension between the cantrips finding you the combo, but also being the combo. I think I have to fire this off here because the intuition coming down next turn is going to wreck my shit, probably. He's got 6 cards in hand. I know what 4 of them are. He used the Cunning Wish, so I know what 3 of them are. So, one thing I wouldn't hate to see here would be discard. If I could get rid of that intuition, I don't actually hate that. Alternatively, the combo would be okay. I'm a little bit afraid of like an Annihilator trigger coming down and just like blow me up. Because that would just like wipe my board, put me to 3 life, and I probably am not winning that game. So he's thinking about whether or not to let this resolve, or he just isn't looking at the thing. That happens. Okay, so we got a Cabal Therapy here, and the Bauble, which isn't bad. So I'm gonna, and a Bloodstained Mire. So we'll draw the Bauble next turn. Take the Therapy right now. So I can go after that intuition. He probably forces it. I think I'm going to keep it. I don't really know if this slows him down very much, because I really don't know what those other cards in his hand are. That's kind of the Sneak and Show matchup is always like in any. Alright, so there's his force. He got rid of a Spell Pierce for that, so Therapy doing work. He's down to 4 cards, but he's got an Omniscience and an Intuition. So there's not much we can do about that. I mean, he would have, if we found the combo and went for it, I'm guessing he would have countered Doomsday, and then done whatever he's going to do. So getting the counter magic out of his hand is at least like sort of a thing. But the Sneak and Show matchup's one I've like always been pretty afraid of. It's like a really fast, really aggressive, like efficient combo, but also one that protects itself like with counter magic. So I'm a big fan of Blue-Black Reanimator from back in the day. I know people aren't as hot on that as they used to be, but being able to like say, here's my combo. Oh man, what do I pick? Pick that one. So my guess here is he shows in Omniscience. I guess put that Swamp into play for value. Yeah. All right, 4 cards in hand. Okay. All right. Who won that? So the fact that we're not just dead here is not terrible. This is like a pretty weak Conjurer's Bauble here. What I don't love is knowing that my next card on top is that Bloodstained Mire. So I don't know if using the bauble here to just like speed through that draw, because that's a dead draw, and I don't know if I have the time to just be dead for a turn. All right, so here's a Brainstorm for freezies. The Cunning Wish. Alright, so here's the kill. I'm going to 6 through this. Alright, yep, Fireman's Foresight. I want to say this isn't like a deterministic kill, so I just hit 6 and we'll let him see if he can get me. Oh, yep. Intuition helps. That's not good. Yep. Oh, this is like a search, right? Oh, yeah, whoops. Alright, no, we're dead. We're super dead. It's not bleeding my clock at all. Oh, Crystal Brand. Yeah, so here comes a... Yep. Take that one. Excuse me. Yeah, alright. Cool. So, Sneak and Show. So I don't know really our sideboard here. Xanad Swarm seems like slow, which I don't love. I mean, the bounce spells seem kind of hilarious as long as they don't have a, like an Omniscience down. But I guess if you could bounce Omniscience, right, that kind of is inconvenient. So I think we go with the bounce here. Yeah, I mean, Xanad Swarm, I don't know if they're bringing like hate permanents. I almost want to say I've heard of them playing like a Null Rod kind of thing, which like really hurts, but, and my baubles. Let's keep it like a little bit conservative. I only really want to board in like 3 cards. I'm going to take out baubles because they're slow. Yeah, discard seems good. Rain of Filth was a little bit faster. I'm still kind of thinking of like, is there a different ritual I'd rather have? Probably Cabal Ritual. I don't really know if that'd be great in here, because it's kind of just an awkward card most of the time, but might be worth testing. So let's go with it. Yes, I'll play first. Okay. Alright, so Probe Therapy, really hard to say no to. 4 lands in hand is a little bit... it's like just enough to hurt, but this is like a really strong start, and I think, you know, hopefully this can like kind of help keep me from getting like blown out of this game. So I would really love to pick one up here. Force of Will, Flusterstorm. Ooh! Okay, I don't like any of this. Alright. So the question then is, what do I take? The Surgical potentially is the worst of these for me. The Flusterstorm and the Force of Will are a little bit rough as well. He doesn't have like anything resembling the combo though. So it's possible that I can just take Brainstorm here and be totally okay with that. My worry, right, is that he just Surgicals Probe, and that kind of makes the combo a lot more complicated. But the question would be if he knows enough about Doomsday to prioritize Probe. So, all right, let's spread this out. So we got, well, all right, so we just need to decide what I'm taking. I think I take the Brainstorm just to try and slow him down, and essentially what I'm guessing will happen is that he will, like, either use Force or we'll get the Brainstorm. Surgical's rough, though. I don't love that being there. Alright, let's therapy his ass. Let's see if we get away with it. We did it! Alright, so let's take the brainstorm. That hopefully just buys us time. Okay, so we got that. So now the question is, how totally screwed are we through all of this protection? I feel like pretty good going off through protection like that. It's just not dying like immediately to a really fast combo like this. Alright. That is a good sign. Okay. So, oh, okay, took the therapy instead of the probe, which is going to make, like, life a little bit harder, like, insofar as, you know, everything else goes, but yes, that is my hand. Also, that should put it in the revealed cards thing. Oh, it doesn't put it in there. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so we got up to 2 things to worry about. So I think what I'm going to do, play out the Valk, brainstorm, see what we get. I'm going to drop the LED into play. Okay, well, he thinks I'm going to turn this heater off. It's getting warm. Getting warm in here. He really doesn't know about this LED. If he fights it, that isn't terrible. Especially because he used surgical extraction already. If he surgicals it, I probably am just going to concede. Because I really don't want to grind out that game. So not sure what's going on over there. Ah, we got it. All right, so I think I might be getting a little bit punished here for not using one of the Mire, or like one of these fetches earlier in turn 1 to grab the like an Underground Sea, which could have cast the Brainstorm and then allowed me to fetch with the other one. Playing out the Swamp was like, meh, not great, especially when I had Badlands, just because I'm not really worried about like Wasteland here. I think I'm going to play out the Valk and then Brainstorm. Then, you know, we can get rid of some of this stuff if we need to. Flusterstorm. Yeah, I kind of knew that was maybe going to be a thing. That was dumb. Okay. Alright, so we got that. In a sense, I am not heartbroken that this essentially behaved as like a duress for that Flusterstorm. But that was a loose play. That was stupid. Okay. No. Yeah, it was bad. Okay. Alright, well, fair enough. So, we know all but one card in his hand, so let's see how this goes. Alright, cool. Not super worried here about that. Alright, so we got a probe. Alright, and again, we're back to the, like, tension in the way that Doomsday works. So, he's stalling out a little bit, so part of me really wants to fire this off, and we can even pay for it with, I think digging one card deeper, like essentially cycling the probe doesn't really get me that much. And it seems like I have a little bit of time, but I think that, like, thinking like that might be kind of a trap. I'm going to put out a fetch and pass here. Okay. Oh, wow, that's freaking terrible. Okay. Alright, so it doesn't have anything to use with it. Okay. So this is where my trigger finger is starting to feel a little bit itchy. I need to hold this probe just because, so at this point, if I miraculously hit a Doomsday, I've got 3 black mana and the stuff to go off. So I think I need to, like, keep my cool, pass the turn, and just, you know, not do anything dumb here. Well, this isn't good. Okay. That's honestly maybe not the worst one, although it's really freaking bad. There is a very small chance that, God, this camera following me around is hilarious. There's a very small chance that we can just okay. Alright, so if this is an Emrakul, we're just super dead. That sucks. Here comes something. Oh, look, we're dead. Yeah, I mean, my dog's freaking out right now. Okay. Yup, you got it. Alright, let's just concede. Alright, so that didn't go according to plan. Let's draw a card. What would the probe gotten us? A pedal. Okay, so if I'd fired off that probe, still would have been dead. So, yeah, alright. I don't feel too bad. Alright. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll reflect on this in a bit. My dog's freaking out, so I gotta go let him outside.